Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need.
Hi everyone.
Hey everyone. So this is going to be our very first podcast.
I think we should introduce ourselves first.
Alright, sure.
You start first.
Alright, so my name is Jeffrey and I'm one of the co-founders of EXPH Philippines.
Yes, and I'm Gian, and I'm also one of the co-founders of EXPH Philippines. So this is going to be our first podcast, and Jeff and I made a commitment that we'll be doing this every Wednesday.
Yep.
And to talk about our, I think our startup life, hashtag entrepreneur life, hashtag
Yeah.
how to survive the startup life.
Actually, this is a very good format so that we can just catch up on each other's days. We can talk about anything, and maybe we can answer some questions that maybe some people in our community have asked us in the past or recently.
Or they're probably interested in finding out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Right.
Game, sige.
Are we going to go straight to the questions, or you want to talk?
Okay,
about
I prepared like 3 questions lang,
All right.
but we can just branch out na lang if ever you have
Sure.
any other questions.
All right.
Well, one of the things that in my head now is this: what is the right attitude that one takes when one encounters, challenges in the business? For example, I can cite something that happened today, which is you experienced today,
Yeah.
which is like making habol to the
Oh yeah.
electricity.
All right. So for the sake of those who weren't who are not you and me, basically, today we had a problem with the electricity bill, the electricity. So a lot of entrepreneurs portray the entrepreneur life like something romantic or something that's something to aspire to. But what they don't usually show is that like any other business, there's ups and downs with any kind of business, and we are not exempt from that. And today in particular was we basically we missed a couple of payments for our Meralco bill, and they were going to cut off our electricity, and we were here working with our interns, and everyone was working developing our internal tools and programs and everything, working
But
on
I don't think well, just to clarify, I don't think
Yeah.
it's not hindi naman a neglect on our part. It's just that financially speaking, I think we
Yeah.
had to just prioritize a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And then
and
I think we missed it out.
Yeah, and we had a lot of activities last week, so we were pouring our resources on the Globe Breakthroughs Tourism event. So
We had the pitch as well.
We had some pitch. We had that pitch. We were working on a lot of projects last week, and that's where most of our resources were going. And I forgot to pay the electricity. I think you forgot to pay the electricity.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of we were just working on a lot of things, but yeah, at the end of the day, you do things to make things work. So
what was the question I have is, what is that attitude that you have to have despite all of this?
Yeah.
It's like it's fine that we missed it out,
Yeah.
but what attitude should one take? Should they say? So let's say, wala talagang.
I have
wala
the perfect
talagang-
shirt for that, because in one of my previous trainings in another company, we were all given a shirt.
It means you did give.
No, that was something else. But on the shirt it said, "Accept no excuses." And as an entrepreneur, that's the mindset that we always have to have. That the electricity, they might come cut it off, but what are you going to do it, and how is it going to stop you? And the real answer to that is you don't let anything stop you, because at the end of the day, those are just excuses you're either making for yourself or you're making for your team. So but if you're always thinking about, okay, this is the situation that I am in, what is the solution for me to get through that? And at the end of the day, that's you figuring out a solution, and not really, a lot of people just bicker and say, "Oh, it's because traffic's so bad. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm doing a lot of things."
For me, when you messaged me about it, because I thought it was already taken care of.
Yeah.
And hindi ko rin. Well, natuwa lang ako na when you said in the messenger that hashtag entrepreneur life, and you were just laughing at it because you're trying to figure out where the main
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
office is.
I think I went to 3 places. I went to the main office.
And I was just so apologetic because oh my god, he went so many places.
Yeah. Well, one place didn't accept the disconnection notice. One place didn't accept cash, so they only accepted check for residential customers. So I wasn't sure. So end of the day,
Saan end up?
somewhere in Pasig. I went around Ortigas, Pasig.
But you know what? When I saw the message and you said, "Oh, it's okay, everything's fine already," and then there are 2 things in my head. First, the attitude. Jeff is like he just laughed at it. We were both laughing at it because I was in another trading, and then second is that how you were able to, not give a fuck about what people, the interns would think, or the people downstairs would think, oh, dahil kinimeral ko, dapat puputulong ka na, parang diba, I think sa akin kasi it's the mindset sometimes of people na, shit, you always want to show face, but you're not, pag nandiyan na yung nangyari, parang, you're pretending everything's okay. Alam mo yun?
Yeah, that's right. And another thing is, I almost had to catch myself because what a normal person would do in that circumstance would always find blame. So
exactly.
The first thing that
si Gian, di naman yung ginawa yung trabaho niya.
Yeah, the first is I already issued the check to Gian. How come this wasn't paid? But at the end of the day, we all have shit to take care of.
No, I think it's also that. I think it's also is when. If I forgot about it, what you did, what I really liked is the saluhan lang.
Yeah.
Like you just if someone missed it out, so it's okay.
It's okay.
He has probably just working on his own shit. I'm free and I can do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
No excuses.
No excuses. Except no excuses. So I could either use you as an excuse for me to, I'm not gonna pay that Meralco bill. I'll let him learn this lesson.
Yeah.
Let you suck on it like that.
Yes,
but but as one of the co-founders, that's not how I think. I think, okay, what do I need to do right now to solve this problem in front of me?
That's fantastic.
All right.
Lots of things to learn.
Nice, right?
Talaga ni Gian.
What's your next?
Next question is why do we do what we do? I mean, I've been thinking about this over the past few weeks, and then there's many things that are happening, like good things and then challenging stuff. The challenging stuff, of course, I think for everyone who knows, I mean, we're pretty much an open book. It's not always easy handling, paying bills, and getting bookings for our themed experiences and road trips. So it's a challenge, especially in these months, over the past few months, and it's so easy to just give up.
Yep.
And then ayoko na. I don't want to do anything anymore. It's like we've been doing this for. I mean, as a business, we've been doing this for 2 years. But
2 or 3 years.
But the reality,
the whole concept,
whole concept, we've been testing it out since 2013. So why do you do what you do? Why do you keep doing it?
So, this is the weird thing even for me, because I normally get bored of things, and after 3 years, 4 years, I call it quits on anything. So I've never held a job for more than 5 years. I've never had a hobby longer than 3 years if I'm working on something.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's usually how short my attention span is, or something. But at the end of the day, you always go back to why you're doing things. So why are we doing this? And that's the perfect question. And for me, I think it's when I first saw that post back 2013, when you were looking for partners to build this travel revolution thing, I wasn't really sure about how it's going to happen. But what I was sure of was that I wanted to be part of the travel revolution, and at the end of the day,
I've always been curious. What made you want to be part of it, considering it's such a vague, vague statement? Looking for co-founders to be part of a #travel revolution.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think because it was vague. Because if you told me parang you're looking for
Wala na,
an
nakuha.
operations manager, looking for a travel company, I probably would have ignored that
Yeah.
because I was not looking for.
So
a
which
job
one is the
or a
one
position.
that attracted you? Is the word travel revolution?
Yeah, because it was like you were looking for people who were going to join you in this movement, and I thought that was really going to be
Wow,
very
the
very
word
big,
movement, yeah.
and I wanted that to be part of my legacy, to be part of something that was going to be that big, and I didn't know how it was going to look like today, but I'm here today.
Yeah. Fast forward to 2019.
2019.
I think it's also, in my case, I think the reason is finding people that you love. I think or people that you resonate with. I think that's one of the reasons. Aside from legacy, because at the end of the day, you want to make your mark in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
At least in my case, at least the people surrounding me, family, friends, and everyone else. No, I think it's just that it's the whole challenge of it is, or not the challenge, but the nice thing about it is that what people really don't think, they don't really know, is how many lives we've touched by organizing these whole concept of experiences, surprises, mystery travel, because letting them, and I think some people probably heard me say this over and over and over again, and it really pushes people out of their comfort zone, and when they are pushed out of their comfort zone, that's where magic happens.
Yeah.
They connect, they find love, they pick up the broken pieces, they get to relax,
Yeah.
they get to de-stress.
Yeah.
So I think those stories when they share it to us, I think that's the one that keeps me moving forward despite
Yeah.
all the shit that we have to go through and all the work and the challenges we have to go through every single day.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Sounds so cliche, but it happens. It happens all the time on our trips.
But I think personally, di naman lagi 100%, but siguro I can already count it in more than two of my hands. Like I'm wanting to give up like several times. I just want to give up. I want to give up. I want to give up because it's just like too much, especially for me. And I think Jeff knows me pretty well. Is that I get easily affected by small things.
Yep.
And it's very hard to concentrate. We both have attention deficit problem, so
And I think we both have those little things that get us depressed. So
Yeah.
at least the good thing is when usually 95% of the time we're not depressed at the same time.
well, sometimes
So-
we resonate as well. And you get depressed, I get depressed.
Sometimes, yeah. But most of the time, 95% of the time, when you're depressed about something, I can, give light to that. Maybe explain that
Yeah.
that we can.
I think
get
that's
through that.
I think that's one of the things I learned with in Experience Philippines is that, or building the startup is that communication is always the key.
Yeah.
And if you feel shit, you just have to say it to the person, and that you tell the person that you really feel shit.
Yeah.
That you feel bad, you feel like this, because and then they know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So they also know how to work it out and understand and help you out as well. Because I think at the end of the day, we just want someone to just listen to our shit.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because they know how to figure things out anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, last question that we have is I think this is and I would like to acknowledge our mentor for this, Miss Geeta. She always asks us, what is the highlight of your day? So Jeff, what's your highlight of your day? For March 27, 2019.
Alright. March 27, 2019.
Meralco.
Actually, the Meralco was one, but while you were away, I was also after I came back from Meralco, I was working with the interns today,
Yeah.
and one of the interns who was developing Sheila, who was developing our one of our internal tools that we're going to be using for user management, and it was really nice because I haven't touched code for such a long time, so I know the logic about what goes into a computer program, but the actual doing the coding, I haven't touched code for quite some time, so it was really very refreshing to go back to that. And these kids, these interns, we call them kids.
Tito hits
Oh
talaga.
my God. I think I'm like 1.5 times older than them, so maybe
A decade older.
Yeah, I'm decade older than them. But it's great because even when I haven't been coding for quite some time, I'm still able to teach them a thing or two. So she was having problems with the databases, and I love databases back in the day. So that was the highlight, was being able to help one of our interns solve that particular problem.
Ano ba ginagawa niya?
She's doing the user management tool. So today, finally, we were able to display it in the way that when we first started the project, I pretended to be the user. I gave her the list of requirements that I wanted to do, and today, it's working.
Wow.
The program is finally working to spec. So that's it still needs a lot of polish, but that's something I'm very proud of. And
she did it.
And soon we'll be able to better manage our users. These are internal tools. No one is gonna see it, but this is going to be useful for the experience managers, for us managing everyone, and also it's going to benefit all of our customers, because now we have data. We have data to, if this some guy's birthday, we can
easily pull
it out, or we can do
I think
data
we
on
should start that in
Tuesday
April
sets.
already, because we
Oh
have
yeah, definitely. So data, love it.
Okay,
What's yours?
my highlight of the day. I think it's the commute going to. Because right now I'm actually doing like a side hustle for a friend, and she needed help in terms of doing like data management. So it's actually the work is HQ is actually based in Eastwood, so the work is actually, the training is in Makati. So it's the highlight of the day's commute. I think the commute from here to Makati is, I think that's like if people do it every day, I cannot imagine how can they still be sane. It's ridiculously long.
How long did it take you?
2 hours.
Wow.
And it's just 2 hours just on the road. So what I do is I listen to podcasts of Gary Vaynerchuk, and I sleep. So I just catch up on my sleep, and then listening, and then I listen to music as well. But I think I listened to like 2-3 episodes of Gary Vaynerchuk's podcast. And this is also why we have this whole podcast as well, because it's inspiration from our mentor Gary Vaynerchuk. And I think that's one highlight. But the other highlight is actually learning something new, because it's completely different from what I do with Experience Philippines. And I really like it, because now I understand how Louis Vuitton works, because we take care of Louis Vuitton bags. And it's quite interesting how many products Louis Vuitton has, and how they segregate each product to a particular name, particular code, and particular style. And it's so fun. And I think that's probably the second highlight of my day, learning something new, which I really appreciate. So it's And then the third is actually we managed to, I think Jeff doesn't know this yet, but I mentioned it over our FB Messenger.
You told me that you're going to share.
Yeah, it's going to share, and I think it's going to share today. It's like two big brands in the industry. Well, I think two big brands in nationwide or worldwide is just decided to partner with us for our road trips, our themed experiences. One is Fujifilm, so we're going to be partnering with them. They just sent their memorandum of agreement. And then Merrill.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They just sent it today, so they're quite interested already in pursuing their campaign as well for the year. So that's, I think, two highlights that those are the three highlights for me for the day, which I really appreciate. And maybe this podcast as well. I think this is a highlight for me as well, because it's a good start of recording and documenting what we do for the company. And I hope I want to record this just to remind both of us that we should keep doing this despite. I mean, if we commit to do this every Wednesday, we
Yep.
have to commit to doing this on every Wednesday then.
Yep. Sounds good.
Right.
All right.
This is a very good start of a podcast.
Yeah.
How many minutes is it?
I'm not sure. How many minutes has it been?
Almost 20 minutes.
Almost 20 minutes. So I think that's a good for our first podcast. We don't want to drag it too long.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a good first podcast.
Yes, and I think like whoever's going to be listening to this, please take note. This is going to be a regular thing for us. We don't know what the title of the podcast is going to be, but it's going to be documenting about our lives here, doing our work as co-founders in a company called EXPH Philippines, the only travel-themed experience platform and surprise platform in the Philippines.
Yeah. And if you have any questions for us for our next podcast, do let us know in the comments or send us a message or however.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started off with we just picked 3 random questions today, and those are really actually very, very good questions. So we're hoping to hear more from our audience wherever you're watching this or hearing this.
And we'll probably, and I think we'll probably invite, or most likely we'll invite a couple of road trippers or other entrepreneurs or other startup founders to join us in this podcast. So, and then from there we can get more insights and learn more about what other people do.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's it for our first podcast. Good job, Jen.
Yes. All right. So stay tuned again next week. And we'll just post links.
Sponsored by Hell Energy Drink.
Hell Energy. Keeps us going all day.
Yes.
All right. So just check out the links. We'll put links on where you're going to be able to find this podcast. We'll probably post it on YouTube, Facebook.
all
our usual
Instagram,
stuff.
LinkedIn, and then Anchor. We have Anchor.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll
Hopefully
see you
Spotify
again.
soon.
Hopefully. Yeah.
All right.
That's
See you
it.
guys.
See you. Bye bye.
Good job, Jeff.
You love me to pieces, yeah, I need it.